Tonight we're going to talk about cubing and cube rooting. So the definition of cubing: when we multiply three of the same number together, we cube the number. So the symbolic definition is we have x times x times x, so we have x cubed, or x raised to the 3. Some facts. The geometric meaning of cubing comes from finding the volume of a cube. And the volume of a cube is the length times the width times the height, which is side by side by side, since a cube is made up of squares, which equals side cubed. The exponent of 3 in x cubed means to multiply 3 x's together. When we cube a positive number, the answer will always be positive. When we cube a negative number, the answer will always be negative. And the units for volume are always units cubed or cubic units. Examples. So what is the volume of a cube with a side length of 2 feet? So we know the volume is equals to the side cubed. Well, the side length here is 2. So the volume is going to equal 2 cubed, which is equal to 2 times 2 times 2, which once we simplify we get equals to 4 times 2, which is 8 feet cubed. Some other examples is we have 3 cubed, which is 3 times 3 times 3, which equals 27, and negative 4 cubed, which equals negative 64. And here are some non-examples, and these non-examples basically deal with squaring. So now we're going to look at cube rooting. The definition of cube rooting is when we cube root a number, we are finding the number we originally cubed. And there is the symbolic definition where x can actually be any number, and we're about to talk about that. So we can talk about why x can be any number when we cube root. So some facts about cube rooting. The geometric meaning of cube rooting comes from finding the side length of a cube given the volume. We can cube root negative numbers because when we multiply 3 of the same negative numbers together, the product will always be negative. Cubing and cube rooting, like squaring and square rooting, are inverse operations. To undo cubing, we cube root, and to undo cube rooting, we cube. And here are some examples. Find the side length of a cube when the volume is 8 cubic inches. So cubic inches is another way to express the units of volume. So we know the volume of a cube is equal to the side length cubed. So we know the volume is 8 cubic inches is equal to the side cubed. We cube root both sides, and we get 2 inches equals s, and so the side length is 2 inches. We also have the cube root of negative 125, which is equal to 5. And we have the cube root of 1,000, which equals 10. So some non-examples deal with square rooting. So basically the past 2 days we've been dealing with squaring numbers, square rooting numbers, which is all dealing with the exponent of 2. Today we're dealing with cubing and cube rooting numbers, which is dealing with the exponent of 3. We will talk more about exponents in the next unit, but right now we're focusing on squaring and square rooting as we look forward to discovering, using, and applying the Pythagorean theorem. And that is all for tonight.